Welcome back to the Justice Conference Asia 2015. I'm joined with Ken Wytsma, the founder of the Justice Conference, and you were sharing with us a bit about your heart around justice. And you mentioned specifically that justice is an ethical necessity. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, we were talking about just three different ways of slicing up justice. It's an ethical necessity, a theological necessity, and then also an existential one. It's tied to our own happiness or flourishing. And the ethical one just simply comes from the rule of reciprocity, doing to others as you'd have them doing to you. And so doing justly is a part of what it means to be human, to treat people with dignity, to understand people are made in the image of God.
And you talked a little bit about your research as well, and obviously depression is something that we talk a lot about, but you're talking about how when we actually respond in love and in justice, that actually it has a benefit for us as well.
Yeah, I think there's a way to love our way out of some of the holes we're in life, that the more we focus on ourselves, the more we tend to become self-focused. Somehow getting outside of ourselves, seeing that other people have needs too, other people are struggling, and then being able to be a part of the solution or the answer to those needs fills us with joy. So John 15:9-11, Jesus talking about obey my commands of loving others sacrificially, and that somehow that's going to produce joy in us, that his joy will be in us, our joy will be complete. So I always talk to people when depressed, love your way out.
You also shared a little bit about Mother Teresa, obviously one of the most famous in this area.
Sure.
And you shared about how in her letters, actually, she expressed a lot of doubt at times.
Sure.
And you were just talking about how, even today, for those of us who are working in the NGO sector, a lot of times there is a bit of doubt and there is a bit of struggle, but you had some encouragement around that.
Yeah, and so there's a book published after her death on her writings, her private writings. I think it's called The Private Writings of Mother Teresa. And it really does show a lot of doubt, a lot of grappling with the hiddenness of God. And I just used her as an example that when you're that close to suffering, you're not immune from doubt, from feeling alienated from God. She obviously did. And the example that she gives us is that in the midst of all of that doubt, in the midst of kind of the struggle, she always chose, I think, every morning to wake up and put herself right at the crossroads where the poor and the vulnerable were. And so she gives us an example of what it means to choose faith, or the habit of faith that operates in the midst of doubt.
Right. Yeah. And you talked about a lot of times in this work how sometimes it feels like it's one step forward, two steps back, one step forward, and that sort of thing. And how do we, sort of keep our faith up in these times?
I think we come into justice work, or a lot of people that work for nonprofits or NGOs are very optimistic. We're idealistic. We're drawn to that kind of work, and so we think things are going to keep moving forward. But rebel groups, the weather, earthquakes, just even politics and drama can set us back, and I think it's a very difficult thing. It's a challenge to keep our spirits high in the midst of that. And I think the long road of justice is a road we have to walk together. The African proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. That we have to be able to encourage one another daily so that we keep doing the work even when some of that enthusiasm burns out.
Well, thanks so much, Ken, for taking a couple minutes here, and we're excited to have you in Hong Kong, of course, for the Justice Conference Asia.
Thank you.